Hi, my name is Gabriel Lee. This is going to be the first fun video assignment recording. Up front on the screen is just a little test, like a feedback test, to see like what kind of font sizes work and don't work, like if you could see this at this screen size or not. Let me see if I can go full screen. Let's see. Right. Okay. And then, yeah, I think this looks fairly legible, but I think this one might not be as legible, say, as like this guy over here. Okay, that's just a little test for personal stuff. Let's get on to the math. Oh wait, and oh yeah, there's the other test. I can point with my mouse. That is good. All right, let's get to the math that I want to show off. All right. So the math I'm going to be showing off today is going to be like a little recursive fraction problem. So it's going to start off like this. Let me get my pen. So we're going to take 1. We're going to add to it 1, but it's going to be divided by 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. And I think from here you kind of get the idea that it's a recursive fraction. So how do we solve this? How do we figure out what this thing equals? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to define this thing, this expression, to be a variable. We're just going to call that variable x. Okay, and then the second thing we're going to recognize is that x does in fact equal the recursive function, and the recursive function is the denominator of the second term. And so what we're going to do is we're going to call this variable again within the recursive fraction, and that's going to look like this. We're going to rewrite here. And that's what that looks like. So now we have a really nice algebraic equation we can manipulate and then fairly easily solve for x, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to multiply both sides by x to take the x out of the denominator over here. So that's going to look like this. And then we're going to, because I want to keep the lead coefficient of this x squared positive, we're going to move these terms over to the other side. And so that's going to look like this. All right, now we have a quadratic equation that we can solve with the quadratic formula. And I'm going to rewrite it really quick with the coefficients to make using the quadratic formula really straightforward and easy. So this is a 1 times x squared minus a 1 times x, and then minus 1. I guess technically you could write x to the 0 if you wanted to be very technical. And then now we're going to use the quadratic formula, which we're going to write out really quickly. So x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. Okay, so from here, we can say that x equals negative 1 plus or minus the square root of negative 1 squared minus 4. A is 1 and c is negative 1. Let me just correct that square root right there. And then all this is all divided by 2 times 1, which is just 2. Okay, now we're going to simplify everybody so that this is a positive 1 plus or minus the square root of 1 squared minus 4. So the negative here and the negative here cancel. So that gives us a positive 4 plus a positive 1, and that gives us a positive 5. So this is plus or minus the square root of positive 5, all divided by 2. And if you look this up, this is actually one of the definitions for phi, which is the golden ratio. And so ratio. And so it's actually a really nice solution to this recursive function of adding 1 plus 1 over this recursive function expression. And that is the end of the video. Please give feedback for the presentation stuff test, and also what you think about the math if you want to. Thank you.